Welcome back to the Professor's Lab. I'm Professor V, and this is round 3 of our League Challenge that happened at Die Hard Games on November 21st, 2024. If you didn't know, Die Hard League happens every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central, featuring casual and tournament play of whatever format everyone wants. League Challenge, Thursday, December 19th at 6 p.m. Central at Die Hard Games. Go see more info in this video's description and check out Pokemon's event locator for premiere and other events at the shop, such as League Challenges, League Cups, pre-releases, and more. Please hit that like button right quick, subscribe to this channel, ring the bell for notifications, say what you need to say in the comments, and all that other good free stuff. But anyways, let's research this game. On the left, Lugia. On the right, Okidogi. Our Okidogi player is going first for us, starting with that Okidogi in the active spot and playing double Nest Ball. Nest Ball allows the player to search their deck for a basic Pokemon to add to the bench, and we're just going to play 2 of them here to save some time. Why not 3? You know? Triple Nest Ball is going to find Tatsugiri, backup Okidogi, and Radiant Greninja to join the party over on the bench. A couple of support Pokemon and another backup main attacker. Very good here. Since the opponent's reading Okidogi, we can check out Okidogi ourselves. It has 130 HP with the Adrena Power ability. If this Pokemon has any darkness energy attached, it gets plus 100 HP and its attacks do plus 100 more damage. Switch Cart moves the Tatsugiri into the active spot. Legacy energy gets attached to a bench Okidogi. An experience share gets attached to the other, and then Tatsugiri in the active spot uses its Attract Customers ability to look at the top 6 cards of the deck, put a supporter card there into the hand, and then things are passed over to our Lugia player with that Wellspring Mask Ogerpon in the active spot. Attach a gift energy to it, and then Professor's Research, discarding the hand and drawing 7 fresh new cards. Hopefully there's double Arceus Ultra Ball in hand. I see an Ultra Ball, and then there's at least a Lugia V, and that gets put onto the bench there. You want to establish the Lugia V so it can evolve into the V-Star and use its V-Star power on the very next turn. Nest Ball is played next for our Lugia player on the left-hand side to search their deck for a basic Pokemon to put onto the bench. They're checking out their hand, seeing what's in there to better inform their decision on this Nest Ball. Eyeing up that Mincino. If they didn't like the hand, they can also go for a Squawkabilly EX. Just depends on what was in that hand. I didn't get a good look. I know there was an Ultra Ball, and I don't think I saw any Archeops. This Lugia deck loves to get the Archeops in the discard pile ASAP, so they could be brought back into play onto the bench with that Lugia V-Star Summoning Star V-Star Power ability. So our player is going to decide on that Squawkabilly EX to put onto the bench. Ultra Ball discards a couple of boss's orders to search the deck for a Archeops to put in hand. That can be discarded with Squawkabilly's Squawk and Seize ability that can only be used on the first turn. But when you use it, you discard your hand and draw 6 fresh new cards. So our Lugia players motoring through their deck, really trying to get the double Archeops in the discard pile as soon as possible. Squawk and Seize discards the hand, like we said. 6 fresh new cards taken from the top of that shuffled deck. I don't think I see any more Archeops in hand or way to discard them. Potentially can find one with a Capturing Aroma there, but no way to discard it. So we're just going to use Wellspring Ogerpon Sob. Discard during your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon cannot retreat. Plus 20 damage done to that Tatsugiri. Now play continues over on the right hand side, Okidogi's side. It looks like a basic fighting energy was attached to the benched Okidogi. It's fully powered up, and it has the attack Good Punch, 70 damage for 2 fighting energy. Of course, the legacy energy, along with making the Pokemon give up one less prize when knocked out. It also provides every energy type, so that would count as a darkness energy, as a fighting energy. So this Okidogi has 230 HP currently, and it's swinging for 170 damage, thanks to its Adrena power ability. Next, the Okidogi player uses Arven. That supporter card allows them to search their deck for a tool card and an item card. Currently not getting the KO on the Wellspring Mask Ogerpon. So Arven finds a switch card and a Bravery Charm. Wow, with the Bravery Charm attached, as well as a Darkness Energy, which the Legacy Energy provides, that means an Okidogi can get up to 280 HP on a one prize Pokemon. Basic. Now, as Tatsugiri's attract customers, look at the top 6. Pull out an Iono supporter from there and shuffle the rest back in. Thanks, Tatsugiri, we have a guaranteed supporter for next turn. I imagine, they grab this switch cart. So we do have the retreat into Okidogi here. Switch cart into that Okidogi. Bravery Charm attached to it. 280 HP on that Okidogi there, and it's swinging for 170 damage. Play continues over on the left-hand side on our Lugia's side here. Can they find an Archeops with this capturing aroma? Flip a coin. Tails. So that means you could find the basic Pokemon from your deck. If it was heads, you could find an evolution. The basic Pokemon will be that Mincino, pulled out of the deck off of that capturing aroma. And let's try again with capturing aroma number 2. That one is a heads. So that's going to search the deck for an evolution Pokemon. And we need to find that second Archeops. Our Lugia player agrees with us. Grabs that Archeops very swiftly out of the deck off of that second capturing aroma. There is a research in hand to get the Archeops and the rest of the cards in the discard pile, but that's a lot of resources in the hand to get rid of here. Mincino put onto the bench. And yeah, if you want to play the game, you kind of have to do it, right? Double Turbo Energy attached to the bench, Lugia V. And our player's really debating on it. Professor's research, discard the hand to draw 7 fresh new cards. Hopefully there's Lugia V-Star in that grip there. I don't think I see it yet. So we're going to rely on a coin flip. Oh my gosh. They could find it with an Ultra Ball too or something like that, but guaranteed, but that's just not in the cards, as they say. So capturing aroma gets played here. Number 3 for this turn. And they're hoping on a heads here. It's off the table, so we'll just have to see what they grab. It must have been heads because they're going for that evolution Pokemon Lugia V-Star, luckily. It's evolved onto the bench there. Now we can flip that V-Star marker using Lugia's Summoning Star V-Star power ability to bring back a couple of non-Roblox colorless Pokemon onto the bench from the discard pile, and the perfect targets are double Archeops with the Primal Turbo ability each. We are seeing Primal Turbo number 1 used to search the deck for up to 2 special energy cards to attach to one of your Pokemon in play. See that? You can accelerate a couple of, really 4 special energy cards per turn with the double Arceus down. Primal Turbo, so good. Alright, so we've seen a single double Turbo Energy accelerated to that Lugia V-Star on the bench, and then the second Primal Turbo found a Gift Energy and Mist Energy to attach to the bench. Mincino. Wellspring Mask Ogerpon manually retreats into the Lugia V-Star that's currently swinging for 180 damage because of the minus 40 of the double Turbo Energy attached to it. And things are passed back over to our Okidogi player on the right hand side. Concealed cards first, Radiant Greninja, discard energy, draw 2 cards. Third, Okidogi put into play now onto the bench, and then an Iono. Both players shuffle their hands, put them at the bottom of their deck, and then draw cards from the top equal to their remaining prize cards. Both players get 6 here, but still could shake things up for the opponent, as a Bravery Charm is being debated on being committed to the benched Okidogi. The debate may be leaving the tool slot open for a experience share, potentially. Yeah, I don't think you attach to Bravery Charm right now. You don't need to. Just keep swinging with that Okidogi's good punch. 70, and since there's the Legacy Energy providing a Darkness Energy, we've got 170 damage. On that Lugia. And things continue over on our left-hand Lugia side. I think our Lugia player is checking out that Legacy Energy, saying, man, I need to knock out this active Pokemon, but I'm not going to take any prize cards for doing so. So Jet Energy gets attached to the Wellspring Mass Ogerpon in order to bring it up into the active spot. Now, Archeops #1 uses Primal Turbo #1 to accelerate a couple special energy cards from the deck to a Pokemon in play. Now, Wellspring Mask Ogerpon receives the energy, a Legacy Energy of their own, as well as a V-Guard Energy, potentially. Yeah. Ultra Ball is going to be played now, discarding 2 cards to search the deck for a Pokemon, Basic or Evolution. I guess you find the Mincino, or the Chinchino, right? And evolve the Mincino on the bench. No damage cap, technically, on that Chinchino special roll attack. Does 70 times the amount of special energy cards attached to that Pokemon. And Wellspring Mass Ogerpon has the Torrential Pump attack as well, 100 damage to the active, and you may shuffle 3 energy attached to this Pokemon into your deck. If you do, this attack also does 120 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So it looks like 100 should clean up the KO on the active Okidogi for 0 prize cards, thanks to the Legacy Energy. And then we're going to put 120 damage on the benched Okidogi to soften it up. The experience share preserves a fighting energy from the active when it was KO'd. The Okidogi with the experience share runs into the active spot, and play resumes over on the right-hand side here. Let's see how our Okidogi player can respond. They really just need a fighting energy of some sort to clean up the KO on the Teal Mask Ogerpon. And go ahead in the prize trade, because the Lugia player didn't take a prize last turn thanks to that Legacy Energy. Our Okidogi player is assessing their discard pile and other options before playing a Course Tenacity. New supporter card lets you search your deck for an energy card and a stadium card. Luminous Energy and Town Store seem to be the grabs here. So we definitely have the attack and the KO. No punish for putting the Town Store in play, as the Lugia's decks usually don't play tools. So Town Store comes into play, and that supporter allows a player once per turn to search their deck for a tool card to add to their hand. Another experience share pulled out of the deck thanks to that Town Store, and I imagine we're going to see it get attached to the benched Okidogi. Then it's up to the player's hand to see if there are any more plays for this turn. Nest Ball, if you want to search for another basic, but no need. We've got everything we want. Attack, KO the opposing Wellspring Mass Ogerpon EX for 2 prize cards. Cincino runs to the active spot on the left-hand side, and play resumes there. Now, it should be fairly easy to get the return KO here, especially with the softening up with the Ogre Pawn attack last turn on this Okidogi. But how can our Lugia player maintain for turns to come is probably what they're thinking. Gonna go into the deck with a Primal Turbo first, maybe assess what's in there as well and develop a game plan. I think they'd like to get another Mincino down if they even play more than one. It could just be a 1-1 Mincino-Cincino line as well. I don't think I see any more in there. So it's definitely pretty hard to one-shot these big one-prize Okidogis. As long as they, have the extra HP. So Mist Energy is accelerated onto that Cinccino from the first Primal Turbo. Now an Ultra Ball is being played, discarding a Lugia V and a Weirdier V. Weirdier V is a way to take one-shots, but that's a lot of resources to dedicate just to take one prize card. So Ultra Ball finds Luminion. Luminion hits the bench, activating its Luminous Sign ability to allow the player to search the deck for a supporter card. And the supporter card pulled out of the deck is the Iono here. And that's played next, where you guys know both players shuffle their hands, put them at the bottom of their deck, and then draw cards from the top equal to their remaining prize cards. 6 and 4 on the board here. The Lugia player does not seem very happy with their hand. Mincino is getting the KO on the softened Okidogi across from it. The next attacker in line is a Lugia. That's not even taking a one-shot on a buffed Okidogi. Looks like Primal Turbo number 2 is being used to accelerate a Legacy Energy to the benched Luminion. That allows for an Aqua return to happen potentially. We'll get into the details of that as it becomes relevant. As the Mincino or Cinccino cleans up the KO on that Okidogi for the first prize card of the game. The experience share preserves the basic fighting energy there after the active was knocked out, sucking it to the benched Okidogi. It looks like Tatsugiri then flopped into the active spot over on the right hand side and play resumes there. Town Store now being used to search the deck for a tool card to add to the hand for our Okidogi player. And that Skateboard is pulled out. That'll let this Tatsugiri retreat for free when the Okidogi, or if the Okidogi player is able to attack near the end of the turn. And then we just need a Luminous Energy. That'd be the optimal one, at least, to attach to this Okidogi on the bench to get the attack and the KO. Rescue Board gets attached to the active here. Luminous Energy put onto the bench. Okidogi. And then Tatsugiri in the active uses its Attract Customers ability to look at the top 6 cards of the deck and find that boss's orders. Now, you could KO the Luminion here. Was there a supporter played yet? I don't think so. So the Luminion could be KO'd to keep the 2/2/2 prize trade route active. So boss's orders will actually bring up the Lugia. Okay, this is probably a little bit better here, as that's can actually do more damage, I guess, than the Luminion. So boss's orders brings up the Lugia V-Star. Tatsugiri retreats into the Okidogi that has 230 HP and is swinging for 170 thanks to the Adrena Power ability being online, thanks to the Luminous Energy that acts as a rainbow energy, basically, an energy of every color whenever needed. It fills all the blanks there. Okidogi attacks with Good Punch to clean up the KO on the opposing 2-prize Lugia V-Star for 2 more prize cards here in this endgame as the Chinchino runs back up into the active spot on the left-hand side and play resumes there. Let's see how our Lugia player can stop the Okidogi player from their giant lead in this game. Blood Moon Ursaluna comes down, so that's a way to one-shot a Okidogi that I was missing earlier. And then an Iono is played. You guys know by now, both players shuffle their hands, put them at the bottom of their deck, and then draw cards from the top equal to their remaining prize cards. 5 and 2 here in this endgame. So our Lugia player's hanging in there, but can they take their prize cards before the Okidogi player takes theirs, is the question. 210, was there a slight misstep over on our Lugia player's side? Okay, there was, but they did have the V-Guard energy in hand to attach to the active Chinchino. Now it's swinging for, what, 240 or 280 damage. Enough to KO the 230 1-prize Okidogi across from it. Another prize card taken, 4 to 2 here. Tatsugiri flops to the active and play resumes over on the right-hand side. Tatsugiri uses attract customers first to look at the top 6. Looks like Professor's Research is the only supporter in that group of cards, so that will have to be the grab here. We have a Radiant Greninja, concealed cards to draw some more cards, but not before a Hisuian Heavy Ball is played to look at the prize cards. No targets there, no basic Pokemon there, so shuffle out the prizes, put them back out. And are we researching and praying here? Debating on attaching that Bravery Charm. I guess you do to the bench Radiant Greninja if you're just going to research the hand away, as we see our player do here, discarding the hand and drawing 7 fresh new cards. We're looking for a way to establish another Okidogi here, and I don't think there is with that supporter being played already. Yeah, I guess it is possible. We need to find an Okidogi, an energy card, and for an energy sticker to flip heads. We'll get into all those things as they become relevant here, as our player uses a town store to search the deck for another tool card. Another rescue board is found. This is probably why our player was debating on attaching the Bravery Charm or not to the bench Radiant Greninja, because you could put a rescue board on it to make it more mobile, since each energy attachment is emphasized in this Okidogi deck. Retreat into the Radiant Greninja and pass back over to our Lugia player. This is the opening our Lugia player needs now to get back in the game. They are guaranteed a prize card with the current board state here, with that Cincino dealing 280 damage with the 4 special energy cards attached to it. So is there anything else for our Lugia player to do other than attack here? Taking a peek at the hand, there doesn't really seem like much that needs to be played. You can boss up the Tatsugiri. Maybe you do, to limit the opponent's options and outs for the next turn. But with the big hand, you can assume they probably have a supporter, but no, we're just going to make them have it. Boss's orders bring up the Tatsugiri, so attract customers cannot be used next turn, leaving only a single Radiant Greninja in play as play continues over on our right-hand Okidogi side. There is the energy sticker, there is a nest ball, but how many Okidogi are in the discard pile currently? It looks like there's 3. 1 may be prized. We'll see here with this nest ball that allows the player to search the deck for a basic Pokemon to add to the bench. a little too early for the Ursaluna here. I mean, you can make it happen if you have to with multiple energy sticker in hand. Blood Moon, Ursaluna, of course, both players feature this card in their decks currently. Has the Blood Moon, or Season Skill ability that reduces its attack cost the more prize cards your opponent has taken. So we'll need 2 attachments currently, since the opponent has 3 prize cards remaining. There'll need to be 2 energy on that Ursaluna to power up its Blood Moon attack. So they're going to go for that Okidogi off of this Nest Ball here. Ooh, Radiant Greninja in the active, 2 with the Bravery Charm, so it doesn't have free retreat. So let's go for this energy sticker. That item card has the player flip a coin, and if heads, you can accelerate a basic energy from the discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. It is heads! So that basic fighting energy gets accelerated to the benched Okidogi from the discard pile. 110 HP that opposing Chinchino has, but it's probably weak to fighting. Yep. So all we need is that. There's the guaranteed. No. We need this energy sticker to hit, and that is heads. There we go. Just what our Okidogi player need to stay in this game. And there was a Crispin. No, I think they had it guaranteed either way. Wow. Okay. So this is just even better, let's say, for our player that they hit the double energy sticker heads here. Alright, so we were able to accelerate the double fighting with the double energy sticker heads to that bench Okidogi. Then the Crispin supporter was played. That supporter allows the player to search their deck for 2 different basic energy cards, attach one of them, accelerate one of them to one of your Pokemon in play, and then put the other energy in hand. They chose to accelerate the Darkness energy with the Crispin onto that benched Okidogi, activating its Adrena Power ability, making it have 230 HP and its Good Punch do 170 damage. That fighting energy was also pulled out with the Crispin. That gets added to the hand. Now that can be attached to the active Radiant Greninja in order to provide its retreat cost, if the player wants to attack this turn, which I think they do. So the KO is on board here for our Okidogi player. Yep, energy attached to the active Greninja, retreat into that Okidogi. Nothing else really to do in hand. Good Punch for the knockout. Taking one more prize card to take for our Okidogi player. Blood Moon Ursaluna stomps into the active spot over on the left-hand side, and play resumes there. Blood Moon Ursaluna does have the KO lined up. Of course, remember it has a Seasoned Skill ability, reducing its attack cost based off of how many prize cards the opponent has taken. Since the opponent has taken 5 prize cards, Blood Moon Ursaluna can use its Blood Moon attack for free, and it deals 240 damage to the opposing Pokemon, and you can't use this attack on the next turn. So the KO is here for our Lugia player, with 3 prize cards to take as they start their turn. Over on the left-hand side, not too many cards in deck. 3 prize cards to 1 prize card here. Blood Moon KOs the opposing Okidogi. Radiant Greninja moves into the active spot, and play resumes on the right-hand side, starting off with a Earthen Vessel, discarding a card to search the deck for 2 basic energy cards to add to the hand. Double fighting found off of this Earthen Vessel here, as our player checks out the rest of their deck to see what's in there and what options they have in this endgame. We need to establish another Okidogi, that Blood Moon Ursaluna is weak to fighting. So Radiant Greninja discards an energy to draw 2 more cards. Arvin is going to be the supporter for turn. allowing the player to search their deck for a tool card and an item card. Blood Moon Ursaluna EX, I believe, has 260 HP, so it will tank a hit if hit by another Blood Moon Ursaluna. So it's really got to be this Okidogi buffed up ×2 because of weakness to KO the Blood Moon Ursaluna. Night Stretcher is going to be the pick off of this Arven. No more tools in deck, I imagine. Night Stretcher brings back an Okidogi from the discard pile to the hand. It gets put onto the bench, and then a Fighting Energy is attached to it from hand. And things are passed back over to our Lugia player in this tight Game 3. Our Okidogi player just hoping the Lugia player does not have it. If the Lugia player can KO this benched Okidogi, that is really hard on the Okidogi player. They have to establish another one. There is access to Jet Energy. Nope, 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 you cannot attack yet. Right. Can't use that attack till it goes to the bench or something. And like I said, we have a Jet Energy, so our player does have it. Jet Energy attached to the bench. Luminion V, that moves it to the active spot. Now the Luminion V can manually retreat off that Jet Energy to go back into the Blood Moon Ursaluna, resetting its Blood Moon attack. 240 damage, enough to KO the Charmed Radiant Greninja. One prize card to one prize card here. Ended up being a really good game as play continues over on the right hand side, top decking that energy sticker, our favorite card. Our player is running hot with these energy stickers here, so they're not even going to slam it. Interesting. Okay, maybe they just know they're going to find the luminous energy here. As Professor's Research discards the hand and draws 6 or 7 fresh new cards. Double luminous energy actually found here. Luminous energy gets attached to the active Okidogi. Now its Adrena Power ability is online since it acts like a darkness energy, a fighting energy, every color that luminous energy acts like. 170 Blood Moon Ursaluna, let's just confirm that that's weak to fighting. We're doing our research today in the professor's lab. Blood Moon Ursaluna is weak to fighting. 170 damage ×2 is more than enough to KO the opposing fighting weak Blood Moon Ursaluna for the last prize card of the game. Very nice way to end our league challenge here. Top 4 for our league challenge, if you wanted to know. First place was our Roaring Moon player, featured in another video. Second place was our Raging Bolt player, featured in another video. Third place was our Okidogi player, featured here. And fourth place was our Aegislash player, not featured on the Professor's Lab this time. But congrats to our League Challenge Tournament Champ, and to you all for playing some Pokemon. Thank you. What do you think of this video and the commentary? Please leave feedback in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time in the Professor's Lab.